Welcome, once again, to the Bedroom Project 2. Today, we are at the server corner, and the task today is to pull all of this stuff right here out and replace it with a rack. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm hopeful that it is going to work and that everything is going to fit, and I'm not going to have to move all this stuff, but if I do, I do. There's not really much that I can do about it, so we'll see. I know that it's going to be wider than up to here, so these are definitely going to have to come out, and this stuff is definitely going to have to come out. Luckily, I've got places for it, but I'm going to have to not yak about this and get to work, because I want this done by 4 o'clock today, and it's 1:30. Alright, progress. I've moved these over. Unfortunately, I found out that, yes, I did have to move them. So that's going to play havoc on my arrangement in here, at least on the other side of this. I moved these two out, just because they're running the network. I don't really feel like shutting them down, at least not yet. This one might end up getting turned off to replace the power supply, but I haven't really decided yet. Now comes the fun part of removing all these, and my sunlight is already vanishing and it's 2 o'clock. It's very annoying. I don't really like this time of year for that reason alone. Some progress anyway. You see, I got the networking gear in place, and all that's positioned. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I will be moving this switch here and this switch in here as well, just because most of the cabling that's coming off of this, and actually pretty much all of the cabling that's coming off of this, with the exception of this, which goes to the other side of the room for the low-end radio stuff, it's all in here. So what's the point of having all these wires coming out of here when they're just going in here anyway? So leave them in here, just have the power for both switches, and this one cable here, one cable for this, which I'm probably going to have to replace because I don't think this is going to be long enough to reach. No, probably not. Might even just leave that switch, that router in here, although that's going to nerf my performance a little bit. Not that it really matters. It's really only used for this room anyway. Further progress. Let's see, I've got the networking gear all hooked up, ready to go, the way that it needs to go. Everything should be okay. Definitely limiting the cables that are coming in and out of here. At least that's the idea. Unfortunately, I am missing something, and I don't exactly know where it went. So the top shelf will have to wait. Likewise, I do have one more system that I wanted to put in here, which might complicate things a little bit, because I think it's going to be a little too big to put right there. But it doesn't really matter. This can just go on top of that, because they're small enough it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, the Ethernet's done. You can see the one red wire going outside. That's from my little test jig over here. Aside from that, I have replaced just about every cable with a new cable. The only one I didn't, there's a short cable there. That's going to stay that way because that's really short. I think that's, I don't even know if that's a foot or what, but we'll say 1 foot on that one. And the shortest cable that I can get, brand new, is 2 feet. So 1 foot is good enough. So I'll just leave that alone. This one was an existing cable. It's already going across the room. It's a little bit thicker. It's an older cable. And I ran out of cables, so there's still 2 more older ones. But they have their tangs intact. And that was my big deal. I wanted all of these cables to have tangs that were intact. So I have succeeded. And now it's time to junk all this up with power. I mean, it looks reasonable. The cable management's not the best, but I tried to tie things up so it wasn't all over the place. Like I said, now it's time to junk it all up with power. It's going to be the worst part. Fire these things up one by one. Well, at first glance, you wouldn't really be able to see much. Like I said, though, that power cabling is the worst part. But everything is now power cabled, which is a funny phrase, but that's the phrase that I just used. And everything's hooked up, and in theory it's ready to go. The reason why this one is on already is because the CMOS battery is dead, so I'm going to have to check on all those settings. Of course, this machine is going to be getting some work. It's actually going to be getting replaced. I have a system down there I'm going to replace it with a little bit more modern, a lot less noisy. Should give me a little bit more options, hopefully. I don't know. It'll depend if I can actually get all the hard drives to fit in that. Plus one extra drive. There'll be 6 drives total, because I will be having a 2 terabyte backup drive as well. Just for, you know, the heck of having a 2 terabyte backup drive. There's no real reason for it to be there. Alright, so let's turn these things on one by one. So there is the primary server, the one that I use to store all my... It's going to complain that there's no keyboard attached. As it should here in a second. Just like that. It is used to store all of my installers and utilities and things like that. That is the low-end radio machine, which is now on. 3 is already on. Just because it's got no power switch, so it's already powered up. 4 is already powered up. This stores backups, and this stores my YouTube playlists, downloaded YouTube videos from various channels for offline viewing. Comes in real handy when I'm trying to watch things on the TV over there, where there's a power outage, such as the way that things go. Actually, it really doesn't help in a power outage at all, because it goes out, but, well, it's there. It's the dump of time, so to speak. When people delete videos, they're still there, so I can still watch them. Anyway, that one, if it turns on, is the YouTube video storage, but it's not powering itself up. That's interesting. I hope it didn't die in the time that it took for me to get all this in. Anyway, we'll see. 6 stores ISO files. 7 is used for storage. It's just random files that I don't feel like going through, because I am immensely lazy. It's very interesting. That one's not pairing up. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can figure that one out. Now that might be a disaster. I got it running over there, and I was busy putting all of them back. Now when I was putting this one right here in its place, it looks like it's decided to turn off for some reason or another. But this one let off a nice big spark in the power supply. It was, as of a few seconds ago. It still is. It's over there working. So I don't know what that was all about. I should probably change the power supply as a matter of course. Not real sure why this one decided it was going to shut down. So we'll see if that actually still works. I think it was installing updates. It's very odd. Not sure how a system can survive that, but okay. It might not have. It might have shut down gracefully just because of a power supply fault. I'm also going to figure out why this one decided it was going to shut down on me. Hopefully it stays running. See the light back there. Alright, everything is in service and hopefully working, despite some catches and snags and some continuing snags. This one is going to need a hard drive swap. Like I said, I'm going to be replacing this machine right here, and I think I'm going to have to change out this power supply because it had a little bit of a problem. I bumped it, or at least bumped the case, with this system right here when I was putting it in, and it let off a rather nice spark, so I'm not sure what happened. I may have mentioned that, I don't know. But I mean, it's working, so I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, so I think that's it for this video, though. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Till then.